Hello folks, I'm Dean with Dean's Woodworking. Welcome to the shop. Y'all come on in and make yourself comfortable. Today, we're going to turn a ring bowl. Yes, this would be a little bowl that the ladies can set beside their bed or next to the kitchen sink or maybe even in the bathroom. Put their ring on and have a little bowl there around that ring holder to put their jewelry in. So you folks stay tuned and we'll go ahead and get this done. Okay, so what I've got here is a mahogany blank. It's 5.5 inches across. It's about 1 3/4 inch deep or thick. And we are going to put this thing up a marked center here. We're just going to jam it up right against the chuck. Once we put the pressure for the tailstock, that's going to hold it there against that chuck. There's not a point on the chuck. There is no tenon. No recess. We're just forcing it up against the chuck. And what we're going to do with that is we're going to basically get it round. We're going to make a little tenon so that we can hook it into the chuck, okay? I'm going to go ahead and take a bowl gouge and we're going to start rounding this off. We'll start off slow at first, speed it up. Now, this is a safe way to hold this. However, I don't really like to run it too fast. So we're setting at about 500 or 600 RPMs. So what we're going to do is we're going to come right into the edge here and we're just going to take that edge off. Again, we're not trying to cut a lot of wood at one time. We're just going to get it round. Okay, we have it round at this point. We're going to go ahead and come in and we're going to make ourselves a mark. So we're going to put a tenon on this end so we can put it in the chuck. When you're doing this, you want to make absolute certain that only the side closest to you touches. If this other side touches, it's going to catch and flip it right back up in your face. So now that we've got that marked, we're going to come right in. We're just going to cut a shallow tenon. Now that we've got that done, we can go ahead and pull this loose, turn it around, and we've got something that we can put in the chuck. So we're going to get our tailstock out of the way. We don't really need it anymore. And we're going to mark for a tenon on this end. And why are you marking for another tenon? Well, this is actually going to be the bottom of our bowl. Now I am not scraping. I've got the tool turned up so it's actually cutting. And I'm just pulling it to me very slow. Okay, we're going to flip it over and we're going to do a cut right across to the middle. And this is going to be the center of our foot. It's also going to be our tenon. So we're going to recess this or make it concave just a little bit. We're going to pull our tool rest out just a little bit. We're going to angle it just a little bit. I'm going to start to shape the bottom of this bowl. Now this bowl won't be the full depth of this blank. It'll be a little bit deeper than maybe a saucer or something like that. Okay, let's take a couple of more cuts in like so, and we're going to basically form that tenon at this point. We're going to come in here with this 3/8 inch spindle gouge, and we're just going to kind of turn in basically this little foot is going to become a bead. Now once we hit that with a little bit of sandpaper, we'll have a nice little round bead for this bowl to set on. And then we're going to come right in here we're just going to make a really fine cut. The finer cut you make, the less sanding you have to do. So let's take a look at that. The only place we've got a problem is right in here. If you look right in here, this is past where the bowl gouge can cut going that way. So we're going to come in and we're going to do just a little bit of a shear cut right there, which we're going to drop that handle way down. We're going to come in, light, light, light. Those little curls coming off of there should be so tiny that they fall apart on the way down. And if you feel that now, it feels like it's been sanded. So I think that's about the depth we want on our bowl. So about half of this blank is the depth. I'm thinking it may be a little bit larger than I want, so I'm going to take just a little bit off of it. A lot of folks, they think they've got to use the full piece of wood, regardless of what size it is. Sometimes you may have to cut it down a little bit to make it look exactly like you want it to look. If it doesn't look right, take a look and see what you can do to make it look right, okay? Okay, let's take a look at that. I'm thinking that's a more appropriate size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the video. I'm going to do a little bit of sanding, and then I'll be right back. So folks, while I'm doing the sanding, if you don't mind, it really helps the channel out if you'd go down and hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and most of all, click the bell so you get notified when I upload additional videos. That way you don't miss anything. And if you've got a suggestion or a comment on something that I've done, or is there something you want to see, please leave me a comment. Let me know what you like and what you don't like, and what you would like to see, okay? Thanks folks, and I'll be right back as soon as I get this thing sanded, okay? Okay folks, so we've got it sanded to 320. Looks pretty good. We're going to go ahead and put some rings right here on the base just to make it look a little more finished. I usually do 1, 2, and 3. Just something I've been doing for ages. I like the look. And just so it's nice and smooth, we'll go ahead and hit that with just a little bit of 320. It doesn't take much, folks. We're going to turn it around in the chuck now. The nice thing is that little foot we did, it holds it into the chuck. It holds it in there real well. So what we're going to do at this point is we're going to go ahead and bring this down. So this will be our bowl part here, our little platter to hold the jewelry, and there will be a piece right in the middle to hold the rings. We'll go back to our bowl gouge. Now, you'll see me doing this a lot of times, and you'll see a lot of turners cutting in like this. And it can work for you, but one thing you got to remember is when you're going in like that, you're cutting into end grain. If you go in like so, you're cutting side grain, and your cuts will go a whole lot smoother. You can waste away a lot of wood in a hurry doing that. Okay, so one thing we've got a point, or we've got an indentation where our live center went in there. I'm going to drop this down just a little bit, and we're going to cut that back until we lose that indentation. Because we don't want that to be the top of our ring holder. We want a nice smooth. Let's do one more. I think we may be good there. Okay, so I'm going to start kind of taking a little bit of this outside off and working my way in. I'm going to give you guys a top view now so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm just coming in. I'm basically following the line of the, or the shape of the outside. And one thing I want to do is I want to kind of round this over. We don't want this to be super thin, but we don't want it to be thick and heavy either. We're going to go for a thickness of around 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so you guys will notice I did that outside and I came in 3/4 of an inch or so. You may even get away with coming in 1 inch. And that way, this out here has some support, okay? As we work our way in, we'll go ahead and thin it down as we go in. So again, we're going to come in, we're going to do outside end cuts, because now we're cutting side grain. And it may look like I'm pulling that with this hand, but I'm not. All the cutting is being done with by guiding the tool with the back hand. Okay, so we've got it there. We'll go ahead and we'll start making that cut on into the center. Take it in another inch or so. We're going to pick up back here. And let's just stop that a minute. We'll use our calipers, and I think we're pretty close there, but we'll take a look at these. And we start out 1/8 and we get to about 3/16 here, so we need to bring that down just a touch right in here. Okay, that should get it there. We'll bring this in just a little bit. you guys get a better look at what we're doing here. So now again, we've worked ourselves in about another 3/4 of an inch. We're going to come in and blend that. Okay, let's take a look at it and see where we're at on our thickness. We'll take our little tool. We can get right down inside that chuck. Right there at the very bottom, we're 3/16. We quickly go to an 1/8. And we're at an 1/8 coming all the way out. So we're going to touch up just a little bit right there in the bottom. That's all it takes to get that just right. Okay, so now we've got to get this worked down to where it's the size that your wives and your girlfriends, your daughters, whatever, the lady in your life's ring will fit on that. If you take it in there and it's that big around and you tell her her ring will fit on it, it's not going to be a good day for you. Just warning you guys. So we're going to go ahead and keep on bringing that down. We want it fairly small at the top. It certainly doesn't need to come to a point, but it needs to be fairly small so that that ring will go on there real easy. Now, a couple of ways you can do it. You can leave a little raised spot in here, and sometimes I will do that. Or you can bring this right on up to where it is, the bottom of the bowl goes right up against it. I like it both ways. I have done it both ways. My suggestion is make this project your own. Okay? Now we're going to roll this over. And we're just going to put just a little bit of a curve right there. So guys, right now we've got a pretty nice little dish here. A place for the ring to go in the center. Let me do some sanding and I'll be right back. Okay folks, we got it turned, we got it sanded, now we're ready to put some finish on it. We got a little antique oil in this cup. We're going to use a little foam brush. And we're just going to paint this thing. Watch that mahogany pop. And we'll let that antique oil just kind of soak in. Always love putting oil on wood. Getting to see that grain pop and the color really come out. Now this piece of wood has been here in the shop for quite a few years, so I know it's bone dry. It will probably suck that antique oil up pretty quick. So we'll let it set a few minutes and then I'll come back in and put a couple more coats on it. And once I get it fully finished, I'll be back to show you guys some images of it, okay? Okay, folks, we have a ring bowl. If you look, we got a nice little dish for putting jewelry in. We got the little post to hold the ring. You guys notice when I turn this bottom, that was the tenon. So I made it so it was very close to the same size as the opening of these jaws. So when it gripped down, it wasn't just gripping on these outside edges or just the center. Those jaws were holding it pretty much all the way around, so we have absolutely minimal marks around that. So here we go with one of the wife's rings in here. And again, that just gives her a place to come in, take the ring off when she's doing dishes or getting ready to go to bed, lay it there. If she's got earrings or necklaces or anything, this is plenty large enough to hold them. Folks, we're getting close to Mother's Day, Easter. There's all kinds of occasions that you can give the lady in your life or the ladies in your life something special. I can't imagine any lady that wouldn't enjoy a ring bowl, something that they can put their ring on, something that they can put their jewelry in, to sit beside the sink or beside their bed. Besides that, it's a ton of fun to make these things. It doesn't take much time. It doesn't take much wood. My time on the lathe, I'm having fun. So if I can have fun and share that with someone else, so much the better. Folks, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and happy turning.